Welcome learners. In this online session, we are going to discuss about the substation equipment. I am Dr. Rakhi Sharma from School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. So in the previous session of this online course, Electricity and Safety Measures, we discussed about the substation equipment for 66 by 11 kV or 33 by 11 kV substation. So in this session, we are going to discuss further the remaining equipment. So the main equipment which are installed in 66 by 11 kV or 33 by 11 kV substation, these are structure, power transformer, bus bars, circuit breakers or isolators or isolating switches, earthing switches, insulator, power and control cables, control panels, lighting protection, the surge arresters are used, then instrument transformers, current and the voltage transformers are used, then earthing arrangements used in the substation, then reactive compensation, DC supply arrangement, auxiliary supply, transformers and firefighting system. So these are some essential equipment which are installed while constructing these substation. So we have discussed some of the instruments in the first session. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about the power and control cables, control panels, lightning protection, surge arresters and instrument transformers, earthing arrangements. So what is this power and control cables? Yes, this is the use in the substation. The power cables are used for the 66 kV, 33 kV or 11 kV or LT system to carry load current. So these cables are used to transmit or distribute electricity outdoors or inside the building. So these power and control cables are used in a substation. So power and control cables are of adequate current carrying capacity and voltage rating are provided in the substation. So when we talk about the cable, so it just come in your mind that what are the major components? The major components are cable means it has conductors, then insulator or insulation and protective jacket is there. So if you say the construction and the material of cable, so this is determined by the three main factors. What are these factors? The one is the current carrying capacity. It determines the cross-sectional size of the conductor. That means if we increase the size of the conductor, that means it has the high current carrying capacity. If we decrease the cross-sectional size of the conductor, that means the current carrying capacity will be less. So then the working voltage, this is also one parameter. So it basically determines the thickness of the insulation. That means if the working voltage is more, that means you have to use thick insulation. So it depends, the thickness of the insulation depends upon at what voltage the cable is working. Then environmental conditions. So basically the protective jacket is used for to protect it from the environment. So these environment conditions such as the temperature, water, chemical or sunlight exposure, and there can be the mechanical impact. So we have to save the cable from these. So these form and composition of the outer cable jacket. So of what material it will be, the jacket will be prepared. So it depends upon the under which environmental condition the cable is working. Then any modern high voltage cables have a simple design consisting of a few parts. What are these parts? Generally, in a very normal form, you can see that it has the conductor and conductor shield is there over the conductor. Then insulation, and over the insulation shield is there. Then metallic shield is there as a protective shield, and the jacket is there. So other layers can also include water blocking tapes, rip cords and armor wire, just to protect the cable from any further damage or for the protecting the from the outer atmosphere condition or environmental conditions, or protect it from the mechanical impact. Now, substation control cables. The control cables are required for operating and protection system connections. So in the substation, you have seen that the various relays and alarms and breakers and monitoring equipments are used. So some cables are used. So these are called the control cables, which are essential for the controlling the for sending the controlling signals between the various electrical components. So utility substation control cables are multi-conductor cables which are used to transmit low voltage or low current signals between the various electrical components in the substation. So these equipment are current transformers, relays, alarms and monitoring equipment, and the signals can be analog, digital, continuous or intermittent kind. So and after that you will see that in any substation there are control panels, and the control panels contain meters, control switches and recorders located in the control building. So in substation you will see that there is a control building which has the several control panels. So these control panels are basically used to control the substation equipment and to send the power from one circuit to another, or to open or to shut down the circuit when needed. So various kind of controlling process is being done by these control panels, and which are housed in the control building in a substation. So control panels are installed within the control building of the switchyard and providing mounting for the relays, meters, indicating instruments, indicating lights, control switches, test switches and other control devices, and mimic bus. This mimic bus is what? Mimic bus is one line diagram on the face of the switchboard showing the principal connections and electrical components of the system. You have seen in any substation, over the control panel you have seen one complete layout or complete one line diagram is of the various connections. So this is called a mimic bus. So the control panel has all these things. So the panel contains compartments for incoming lines and outgoing lines. So lines from the substation is coming to this control panels, and from where it is go outward. So it has the incoming lines, compartment will be there for incoming lines and the outgoing lines. Bus bars with provision for sectionalizing, relays, measuring instruments, etc. So this control panel is provided with suitable overcurrent and earth fault relays to protect the equipment against the short circuit and earth faults. So overcurrent relays used just to detect the high short circuit current. So it protects the equipment from the short circuit current. Similarly, the earth fault relays is used to protect it from the earth fault, and basically it protects the equipment from the if there is any earth fault in the substation, so that this relay can detect. And measuring instruments such as ammeter, voltmeter and meter for 66 kV, 33 kV and 11 kV systems. So substation control panel is designed to form automated control system. What is this? SCADA of the traction substation using digital protection and programmable logic controllers. So you know about the SCADA in any control building. Basically the automated control system is there. So then further in any substation you have seen for the protecting it from the lightning surges. So for this the surge arresters are used. So the large over voltage that develops suddenly on the electric transmission or distribution system, this is referred to as surges or transients. These are caused by the lightning strikes or circuit switching operations. Sudden switching operations are there, or lightning strikes are there. So these may create the or may produce the surges or transients which may harm the complete system or equipment. So our equipment need to be protected from these sudden strikes or the surges or transients. So surge arrestor is a protected device for limiting surge voltage on equipment by discharging or bypassing the current. So this high current is generally bypassed by the surge arrestor. So it bypasses the surge current. Surge arrestor which responds to over voltages without any time delay is installed for protection of 66 kilovolt, 33 kilovolt switchgear, transformers, associated equipment, and 11 kV and 33 and 66 kV lines. The rated voltage of arresters for 33 kV should be 30 kV for use on the 33 kV systems, and with the nominal discharge current rating of 10 kiloampere. So, and for the rated voltage of lightning arrestor should be 9 kilovolt RMS for the effectively earthed 11 kV system. So coefficient of the earth is not exceeding 80% as per the IS 4004. So with all the transformers neutrals directly earthed, and the nominal discharge current rating should be 5 kiloampere. So these are some figures. It may vary depend upon the station to station and the voltage rating of the substation. So then very important substation equipment is instrument transformers. You have heard about this, the current transformer and voltage transformer. So how it is different from the power transformer or distribution transformer? What is the difference between the construction details of the instrument transformer and the power and distribution transformer? So we know about the details about the power and distribution transformer. So first of all, we should see that what is the main application of these instrument transformer. As its name implies, instrument means it is measuring something. It is measuring current and voltage. So the substation have current and voltage transformers designed to isolate electrically the high voltage primary circuit from the low voltage secondary circuit, and thus provide a safe means of supply for indicating instruments, meters and relays. What does it mean? I am just telling you further. Instrument transformers are high accuracy class electrical devices used to isolate or transform voltage or current levels. So the common use of instrument transformers is to operate instrument or metering from high voltage or high current circuits, safely isolating secondary control circuit from the high voltage or current. That means if in the lines the high voltage or high current is flowing, then if you connect directly ammeter or voltmeter, what will happen? You cannot measure directly by connecting the ammeter voltmeter, because it cannot be tolerate that such high voltage current level these instruments. So for this you have to use some device which by using which you can measure the current and voltage, and for this you use the instrument transformer. So the primary winding of the transformer is connected to the high voltage or high current circuit. Just like the normal transformer, it also this current transformer and the voltage transformer, they also have the primary winding and secondary winding. So whatever is to be measured, it is connected with the primary winding. So primary winding of the transformer is connected to the high voltage or high current circuit, and the meter or relay is connected to the secondary circuit of the instrument transformer. Just you can see the one diagram with which you can understand how it can be connected. So current transformers or CTs These are used to convert high level currents to a smaller for reasonable level for use as input to the protection relays and metering equipment, because our aim is to measure the current. That means this current should be such that it can be measured by the metering equipment, or without any harm it can measure it can be measured, and same way it can give the input to the protection relay, so that the protection relay can send the alarm to the circuit breakers for further protection. So within electrical system, current transformers are essential to ensure the correct functioning and control of equipment, and for providing operational data and information. So now we will see that the current transformer in brief we will discuss about here. That current transformers are used in power installations for supplying the current circuits of indicating instruments. Like indicating instruments are ammeter, wattmeter, the meters, energy meters, etc., and the protective relays. So these transformers are designed to provide a standard secondary current output that can be of 1 or 5 ampere when rated current flows through the primary side. So there are two broad categories of the current transformer. One can be used as one category is measuring CTs, and second is the protection CTs. When we say the measuring CTs, that means they provide the signals to meters and instruments. The secondary side, we can connect the ammeter, so which can measure the or we can connect the wattmeter, which can measure the current or power. Then the CTs can be used as a protection CTs, that means protecting the equipment. So these protection CTs provide the signals to the protective relays. As in the secondary side, we connect the protective relay. So these CTs provide the signals to the to the protective relay, and to enable correct operation under the steady state and the transient conditions. So these protective relays basically set for one particular set value, and if there is some deviation, these gives the alarm and send a signal to the circuit breaker for the protection. So the CTs can be work as the protective CTs. That means for the protection of the equipment which are installed in the substation. So current transformer work on a similar principle to the normal voltage transformer. Like two windings are wound around the magnetic core, just like in the other transformer. The current flowing in the one winding is the primary winding, creates the magnetic field which drives current in the other winding, that is secondary winding. So for a CT, the transformer law, you know that in the transformer the ratio that IP upon IS, current in the primary divided by current in the secondary, is equal to the current the number of turns in the secondary divided by number of turns in the primary, or we can say the IP NP is equal to IS NS is important. So similar, just like in the other transformer, in the CTs also these transformer laws should be followed, and the design of the voltage transformer and the current transformer should be such that so that these ideal laws are satisfied and to good accuracy for the respective instrument transformers. So these ratio, the turn ratio or current ratio or voltage ratio, this should be satisfied in the case of the current transformers and the voltage transformers also. Specification of the transformers. So basically if we talk about the specification of the current transformer, so what we consider, so we have to consider the turns ratio, which is very important term, and turns ratio of the primary to secondary. Suppose in the primary side 600, in the current primary, that means the turns ratio primary to secondary current. Suppose the primary side current is 600 ampere, so secondary side current is the 5 ampere only. because this is giving to the ammeter to measure, because it, so that it can measure the what current is flowing in the primary side. So the fundamental characteristics of a CT is its transformation ratio, which expressed as a ratio of the rated primary to secondary current, so which is called a turn ratio or turns ratio. Like 600 by 5 ratio CT, the primary current is the 600 ampere, and it would cause the 5 ampere to flow in the secondary side. Then burden, that the nominal or normal load in a volt ampere that CT can supply. Then one specification is used, accuracy factor, the accuracy limits of both steady state and in transient condition. Then physical configuration, the number of primary or secondary winding size, shape, etc. These are also can be specified for the current transformer. Then what are the safety aspects in case of the current transformers? So if a current transformer secondary is not connected to any load, then it should be short circuited. That means we cannot keep it open. So if the secondary of the current transformer is left open during the operation, then you would effectively have a transformer with 1 turn on a primary and many turns on the secondary. So large and potentially dangerous voltages would be induced at the secondary terminal. So generally CTs of secondary of the CT is not connected, if it is not connected to any load, then it should be short circuited. So voltage transformer and the potential transformer, what are these? So a voltage transformer transform high voltage of the primary side to low voltage, and the current transformer transform the high primary side current to low current. So these low values of voltage and current can be readily used by the measuring and the protection equipment. Just like CTs, the voltage transformer can also be used for measuring the voltage. So the instrument transformer insulate the low voltage measuring and protection instruments from the high voltage side. So it enhances safety for the personnel at the low voltage control and protection side. So these instrument transformers are used for supplying the voltage circuit of indicating instruments, integrating meters, other measuring apparatus, and protective relays or trip coils. So these may be of single phase or 3-phase design and of dry or oil immersed type for the cooling purpose. So just like a current ratio, there is a voltage ratio. In the case of the voltage transformer or PTs or VT, is typically described by the voltage ratio from primary to secondary. Suppose 600 by 120 ratio PT will provide the output voltage of 120 volt when the 600 volts are impressed across the primary winding. So secondary voltage rating of 120 volt and 70 volt comparable with the standard measuring instruments. So just showing the connection of the current transformer and the voltage transformer. You can see here that the line, how that this is the 2 wires are there where the lines are connected to the source. So you can see how the voltage transformer and the current transformers are connected. The current transformer is connected in series with the line, and voltage transformer is connected between the line and ground. So you can see the CT, the primary of the CT, how it is connected, the current which is to be measured, then it is connected with the primary side is primary winding is connected to that side. So as its name implies, instrument transformer, that means we would like to measure the voltage and current. So V and I are the volt. Here you can see the voltmeter and ammeter. So these are connected in the secondary side of the voltage transformer and the current transformer respectively. That means you can see here in the voltage transformer, the voltmeter is connected in the secondary side. In the current transformer, the ammeter is connected in the secondary side in series. And similarly, you can see here that the relays are connected. You can see that R is indicating the relay. So this is connected across the secondary of the voltage transformer, and another is connected in the secondary of the current transformer, where it is connected in the series of the secondary winding. So you can see how these indicating instruments like a voltmeter and ammeter and this measuring and these measuring instrument and the protective equipment like relays are connected with the secondary of the transformer, secondary winding of this transformer. So this connection diagram is giving you some idea that how these are connected in a line, across the line. So one is connected in series and another is connected in parallel. So the primary of the CT carries the actual current of the line, as you have seen here, and whose values of the current is to be measured. So with whatever current you would like to measure, you will connect the primary winding. You have to connect the primary winding to that part, or hence you can say that the primary side of the CT is comprised of a thick conductor to carry the line current, and the secondary side has several turns of conductors of thinner cross section. So in the voltage transformer, the primary voltage is high, so there are large number of turns in the primary side of the thinner conductor, and secondary side of the voltage transformer has few turns of the conductor of large cross sectional area. So the secondary side carries large current for supply to the burden. For the voltage transformer, the ideal transformer law is also is important, just like in the conventional transformer. What is that? The Vp upon Vs, the primary voltage divided by secondary voltage, is equal to the primary turn divided by turn in the winding divided by the turns in the secondary winding. Or you can say Vp upon Np is equal to Vs upon Ns. Or you can represent it in the several other ways. So you can also write Vp upon Np, Vp upon Vs is equal to Np upon Ns. So voltage transformer and the current transformer, these are the measuring instruments, and the main purpose is to measure the circuit condition or parameters. So the connection of the instrument transformer should not influence or alter the original circuit condition. So you have seen in the line diagram that how they are connected, how they are measuring. So they should not influence the original circuit condition. They just working as a measuring instrument and just getting the condition of the circuit, and checking the parameters as a measuring device or protecting device. So it follows that the CT or current transformer is desired to have very little impedance. Why? Because it is connected in the series of the circuit. That means it should have the very little impedance, or we can say resistance, across the terminal, so that this current transformer in series with the line should not result in any significant voltage drop. If it has some resistance, and then it may cause the voltage drop across it, but which is not desirable. So it is so while designing of the current transformer, this is kept in the mind that it should have very little impedance across its terminal. So the current flowing in the secondary of the CT does not influence the primary side current. The primary side current is solely determined by the load impedance, source voltage, and of course the line parameters. A voltage transformer is connected between the line and ground. So between the lines it is connected, voltage transformer. So it is desired to have very high impedance. because what we want to measure the voltage, and because it is connected across the between the line and ground, that means we want that there should not be any current or through the this voltage transformer. So a low impedance results in comparatively large current flow in the VT primary, and can considerably alter the original circuit condition, which is not desired. So we do not want to that it should have the low impedance, because low impedance means less resistance or impedance we say. That means it can cause the current flow through it. So otherwise we can say that the voltage transformer should have a negligible loading effect on the main circuit. Then other equipment which are used in the substation is very important is earthing arrangements. So the various earthing arrangements are done at the substation. So earthing is provided for the safety of the personnel against the shocks. So because there can be some electrical shocks, so it is the safety of the personnel is very much required. So for this, the earthing arrangements are done. The second, that because of the high fault currents, there can be damage, and it is necessary to minimize these damage. So prevention and the minimizing the damage to the equipment as a result of the flow of heavy currents. So that's why the earthing arrangements is required. Then it improves if we provide the proper earthing, it improves the reliability of the power supply. Then earthing arrangement provide the ground connections for connecting the neutral of the star connected transformer winding to the earth. So you know that the transformer winding which is star connected, that from there the neutral is there, and neutral is generally grounded. So for this grounding, the earthing arrangement is done. Then discharge the over voltages from overhead ground wires. So because of this over voltage, it has to be discharged. So it needs some because through the ground wire the surges are passed to the ground. So for this also the earthing arrangements are provided and required, and provide the ground path for surge arresters. The very high voltages, it is to be grounded. So these arrangements provide the path for these high voltages surges. So and provide the path for discharging the charge between the phase and ground by means of earthing switches. In the case of the isolator also, you see that the earthing switches are used. So if because there may have even the isolator work, it isolates the circuit. It may have some charge in the equipment. So for discharging this charge, the earthing switches are used. So this is discharged through that means this earthing arrangement provide the path for discharging by means of the earth switches. So to provide the earth connections to the structures and other non-current carrying metallic objects in the substation, or we can say the equipment earthing, because if there is non-current carrying conductor, there may also be the leakage current, etc. So for all this, the earthing arrangement is provided, and which is called the equipment earthing if we use for the equipment. So basic grounding system is in the form of the earth mat. You can see in the substation, the earth mat is beneath the ground, that you can see the earth mat is there, which is formed by the horizontal buried conductors with risers. So earth mat is provided within the substation areas, and earthing spikes, which is called electrodes, these are connected electrically to the earth grid, and equipment bodies, structures, neutrals. So all these are connected to the station earthing system by earthing strips. You can see the earthing strips in the substation. So basically these all are used for the providing the path to the earth. So the and protection, and providing the protection for the equipment and the complete substation lines and bus bars all. So the earthing must be designed so as to keep the earth resistance as low as possible. So that means if we are giving the path to this high current surges, so that means our aim is to keep the resistance as low as possible, so that path can be given for the high current. So with this we are summarizing our this session. So learners, in this session various equipment which are installed in 66 kV or 33 kV by 11 kV substation we have briefly discussed. And so in today's session we discussed the power control cables, control panels, lightning protection like surge arresters, and instrument transformers which are used for measuring the and protecting the equipment and measuring the current and voltages. And earthing arrangement, we have seen that that earth mats and risers are provided, and the connections are given to protect the equipment. Then in the next session we will discuss about the reactive compensation, then DC supply arrangement, auxiliary supply transformer, firefighting systems. These are also used in any substation. And apart from this, some main equipment at an 11 by 0.4 kV distribution substation. This is the secondary distribution. We use that 11 kV is converted into the 400 volt. So some equipment will be discussed in the this next session. Thank you.